Alex Clarke from Denison Yachting coming to you from the 2022 Cannes Yachting Festival on board the brand new Numarine 37XP named Chapter 3. If you know me, I'm a huge fan of Numarine. Denison's currently building multiple 37XPs that are going to be delivered between 2023 and 2025. Love this product. One of the highlights here on the boat deck, you can carry all of your latest and greatest toys. This boat is a Hermes Speedster, painted in a matching stars and stripe blue. Goes with the hull of this boat. 3-ton davit, pretty much carry up to a 25, 26-foot tender on deck. She's got a 4,500 nautical mile range. This particular model sleeps up to 14 guests in 6 cabins with room for up to 8 crew. This particular layout has a private owner's deck up top where you typically find the Sky Lounge. Each Numarine is customized for the individual client. This one almost has that New England beach club feel to it. So we're going to see a little bit more of that as we walk through the boat. So one of the reasons why Numarine continues to be so successful is when you compare quality to volume to the features and the ability that you find on board these models, nothing really touches it on the market today. You've got jacuzzi here with a little bar area, lounge spaces here, forward dining, which is one of the most popular spots on board, proper barbecue, refrigeration and ice maker to port, and then your second helm station, center line, all the way forward towards the bow. So one of the reasons why this is such an inviting and popular space on board, not only do you have your center line dining table here, but then you've got this great view. So not only when you're cruising with the captain here, but you also have seating on either side where the guests can also join them and sit back and relax. Just a very well thought out space. Wrapping up here on the Sundeck, we're now going to continue down to the boat deck where we first started the video today. In the yachting industry today, I think the word expedition yacht is thrown around on a regular basis just because something has a long range. But to me, an expedition yacht is something a lot more than just a long range on a vessel. One of the features being what we're going to see right now. Immediately what you're drawn to is the 3-ton davit that really gives you the ability to fill the space with any type of tender that you want. There's an 8-meter rib that goes in the middle. You've got your jet ski, plenty of space for a secondary one if you like. This particular owner carries a Hermes Speedster that I touched on a little bit earlier, as well as a racing sailboat. You have this big storage space to port, which is great for tucking what you'll see paddle boards, extra toys, and really not crowd this space. So again, on this particular layout, which was customized for this buyer, you have the master on the upper level, so a completely private owner's deck. Because of that, they now have this beautiful lounge area outside with some removable furniture. So again, it is a boat deck, but when the toys are in the water, you can use this space however you like. Before we continue inside to go look at that master, we're going to head to the bow area. One of the things that you'll notice is that when we're walking forward, how substantial the walk around is. So here we are in the bow area. Obviously, you've got multiple lounge areas. And if you look behind me, we're on the same level as the upper deck on the 90-foot Sunseeker behind us. So just extremely impressive. So you've got a seating area with a retractable table that comes up, 2 sunbeds to port and starboard with extra storage underneath. And then below me, you have the massive bosun locker. Actually has some additional freezer space in there and extra storage for all of your lines and deck supplies. Forward here, you also have your ground tackle and a little seating area all the way to the bow. So here on the owner's level, there are 3 main spaces that actually combine. You have the living accommodations, large walk-in closet with a little office, and then also you have the master ensuite. No 2 Numarines are alike, so each Numarine is customized for that individual client. So what you're going to see are a lot of personal touches on board, from the fabrics on the linens, the carpeting's been customized, the stone is also custom. There's some great design features such as this accent piece in the ceiling. Really nice touches that make each one unique and uniquely their own. So we have the floating king-size bed, small desk area. This entire built-in here is all storage. And then continuing forward, you have this beautiful walk-in closet. And to port here, we've got the master bath. And to me, one of the highlights of the bath is obviously the stonework, which you're going to immediately recognize when you walk in. You've got your walls in the shower, the flooring, and the vanities. Continuing forward towards the wheelhouse, we're walking through that master closet that has over 20 feet of custom cabinetry and this office space. So remember, this boat was customized for this individual client. So typically you would have access to your Sky Lounge, but what is great is that for an owner, you come up these stairs and you have your entire private level to yourself, close the door, crew goes into the wheelhouse. It's just a really nice space. So here we are, essentially mission control, wheelhouse, forward raked windows, really keeping with that recognizable profile line. And I think one of those cliches in today's market is every wheelhouse seems to have great visibility, or at least that's what everybody says. In this case, because of our vantage point being so high up, you actually have such great visibility all around you. So fantastic for the captain or crew when underway. Another important aspect when considering this being an expedition boat, having a captain's cabin on the upper deck. Great for when you're underway. If the crew has any questions or if there's an emergency, you can easily access the wheelhouse, take command of the vessel. Both the port and starboard, you have these watertight doors, and just outside of the doors, you have your wing stations, which is great for docking. So wing station located just to port and to starboard. So typically we would jump to the aft deck now, but I want to show you what's located directly below us, which would be the second master located forward on the main deck. Here we are all the way forward on the main deck, which is where you typically find your master cabin. In this case, with the private owner's level, this would be your VIP. Now, Numarine offers a couple different layouts in this space. This particular one, you've got your ensuite located to port, and to starboard you have a large walk-in closet. Just because of how substantial this boat is, if you look out the windows, which is hard to really tell right now, but you're almost 15 feet off of the water. Here's your ensuite, amazing, amazing marble. We're now gonna continue back aft. We're gonna pass the day head, enter the main foyer before stepping down into the guest accommodations below. So here we are in the guest accommodations on the lower deck, where you have 4 cabins. You've got that great crew space hidden behind this door. And then what I'm excited to show you is a cinema room in the back. So one of the most important aspects of a properly run vessel is the access that crew has and the crew spaces. 4 commercial grade washer dryers. We have a very useful extra crew bunk here if we need an extra crew member. And then directly through this door over here, you have access to the main crew area. So this allows the crew to flow from the crew accommodations into the guest areas, do heads and beds, and really stay out of the way of the guests. You've got additional storage in here. We got an extra ice maker, can't have enough ice on board. And again, it's the crew spaces that I think are extremely important. Typically you would find a cabin here, but this owner requested a cinema room. I think it's absolutely fantastic. He's got kids. They love to come down here and relax, do video games, watch a movie. And also it converts into, if you did want to have that extra cabin, you can obviously sleep a couple people on the couches down here. Here we are in the main foyer, touching on some of those personal choices you have as a client. You've seen this space before used as a gym. In this case, the owner has a little section made up for his dogs. True foyer, access from outside where your boarding ladder is going to be, and then direct access to the main salon and the staircase. So here we are now in the main salon. It's a little bit dark just because you have the yacht next to us because we're here on display at the boat show, but I mean, just unbelievably massive space. Touching on those personal choices that you find on really every Numarine that's built, we have an accent wall behind us that's actually a wine refrigerator, something that the owner insisted on having for his wine collection. Another highlight is this stunning marble table. Again, all the stone found throughout this boat has all been customized, custom picked by the owner and his wife. So I mentioned before about combining exterior and interior spaces into one. So here we have the dining area, and just off of the dining area, more sliding glass doors. So you can imagine having a meal inside, open up the door, nice little cross breeze, really great utilization of space. Walking all the way into the main salon, you have a lot of these bright fabrics that you find throughout. This is where you almost get that New England beach house feel, really inviting. Seat about 20 people here without a problem. Touching on some of those custom features, you have the stone here that matches the table. This beautiful varnished wood, accent tables. Can't say enough about the space. Leaving the salon, we're now entering here on the aft deck. Love this space. Huge sun pad back aft, one of your primary dining locations on board, and all complemented by a full service bar behind me. A focal point of both the upper deck and this main deck are these sliding glass doors. So with the touch of the button, they slide all the way open, and you almost have a seamless threshold here, which I really like. You don't have to step over a door track. It's all really clean, not just appealing, but functional. So leaving the aft deck, we're now coming down to the designated beach club area. Great space. Again, with all the tenders on the boat deck, this is truly a dedicated lounge area. It's all about being on the water, right? So imagine being here with your kids. You've got sea bobs for in the water, or just sitting on these lounge areas, remote control boat in the water, just really enjoying time with the family. Just forward of that beach club area is what I call kind of a multi-purpose space. So we've got a full head here, so you can freshen up after being in the water. Behind me, we've got extra storage, laundry facility, and your shore power converters. Directly opposite of this, we have storage for water sports toys, life jackets, dive gear. Really, you can utilize the space however you like. So continuing forward is actually going to be our last stop on board the boat, and that's going to be the engine room. Here's the heart of the vessel. We're here in the engine room. First thing that you're going to notice, great access to all your major machinery. 3 generators. You got your engines, obviously. You got Alfa Laval, water makers. Everything's laid out beautifully. Your manifolds, easy access from the starboard main deck. Really well thought out engine room, and super impressed with what Numarine's doing here. Thank you for joining me on board the Numarine Chapter 3. Again, one of the best values in the planet. They're doing extremely well in the expedition segment of the market. So if you want to learn more, please reach out. Alex at Denison Yachting.